Hello, my name is Carole. Welcome to my sewing room and my channel, Sew Carole. Today is a video in the series of the Fabric Wheel of Fate. Hashtag Fabric Wheel of Fate. Now, I'm sure by now you all know what I'm doing with this lovely device here, but I'll just run through it in case you aren't. This is where I place the fabrics that I really don't know what to do with. I've had for a while, and some of them are really nice, so I'm too scared to cut into them. I call it FOCO, fear of cutting out. But I don't know what to do with them, and I just pass them by. So to help myself in choosing what to do and to add a bit of fun into sewing, which is what I like to do, every now and again I put some fabrics on a wheel and I spin it, and I have to sew what the wheel tells me to sew. Now, so this is my 5th series, and this is the second results. I'm actually wearing my first results, which was a Burda top, tie front top that I made, and I'll put the link to that video and then you can see it if you've missed it. So far we've used 2 fabrics. Now, I just want to say that I just did a count up before I started this video, and there are 11 other channels doing a similar thing, Fabric Wheel of Fate now, and I love that because that means that we are using up our stash rather than buying new fabrics. And it's fun, and everybody's been enjoying it. So I'm going to link all those channels down below. Some of them are brand new to me, which is wonderful because they've used the hashtag Fabric Wheel of Fate. I've now found channels that I hadn't come across before. So I'm thrilled, I'm absolutely thrilled. So thank you for anyone that did it. If you want to play along as we did last time and you don't have a channel, or if you're on Instagram, just use the hashtag Fabric Wheel of Fate. Post up what you do, tag me in it, and then I'll spot you and see what you're up to too. All that, okay, got that admin out the way. This is the wheel and it landed on this fabric. Now I have to say this fabric hadn't been sewn because it's one of the prettiest fabrics I've had. It is, because I've got scraps left to show you, this beautiful viscose. And I have to say it's really, really lightweight viscose. And the good thing is it's printed you more or less the same on both sides, which is unusual. It's normally white, isn't it? I don't know where I got this. As in, with me, I'm absolutely useless. I don't know where I got this or how long ago, but I know it's been, I would say, a good 2 years in my fabric stash. I didn't have much of it. I had a metre. That's not going to get me much, is it? So I thought, do you know what I would normally do is dig out I've got about 2 favourite top patterns, and this is the second one, New Look 617, which I've talked about many times because I have made in so many versions, whether it be t-shirt material or woven. That would have been the ideal because it takes hardly anything. But I thought, I can't be boring. This is the Fabric Wheel of Fate. I have to step it up a gear for that. I've got to go out of my comfort zone. So I did, and I had a pattern. I've had it for a long time, but really looks terrible on the cover. Simplicity 8878. It doesn't look great, does it? But I bought it. No, I didn't buy it. Look, you can see it came free with the Sew magazine. So I didn't buy it. It actually landed on my doorstep, and I've held on to it for the hope that maybe I could find something that it would work with. Obviously, it's a dress. I would say it's a very structured dress meant to be in the linen. And I kind of liked the tie. Now, as you can see there, it's a top as well. And I thought, looking at the shape, it's very similar, just with that extra bit of detail. So this, I don't take risks, but for me, this was very risky to have a go at it because I don't work, so I don't need any formal tops. But having a top that's just a little bit prettier than a basic top every now and again is nice, even if I just go out for lunch with my mum and dad or something, just to have something just a little bit different. So I braved it. Now, I went on to, and I always say this, I go on to patternreview.com to see what others have said, and there weren't many on this one, and if there were, it was the dresses, and I wasn't particularly particularly take, there was nothing in it made that was using this viscose, so I was a little bit worried, but still went ahead. Now, what size did I make? Because it's extra small, small, medium, large. And I'm normally kind of a 8-ish, 8 here, 10 here sort of thing. So let me just look up and see what size I did actually make. I braved it and I did the extra small because the bust side was 32, 34 and I'm a 34. So that was right. One thing I was concerned about, as I've talked about many times, this is quite a wide neckline on me. So I normally bring it in and I do it with the pin where I pinch in, overlap, just either side of the neckline, the pattern. Now, I couldn't do that with this because, of course, you've got this strange design here, which I'm going to tell you all about because it's peculiar. So I couldn't do that. So instead, I brought in the neckline by a centimetre either side. So effectively, it did the same. You have, because of the strange design, you have a full front there, so I had to do it both sides, and that literally, I got my French curve, got a bit of tracing paper and just brought it in. Of course, you've done the front, so you've got to do the back as well, and I did exactly the same. This is cut on the fold, so as you can see, so I started off with a centimetre and I just tailored it in, followed the angle. So you don't want it higher at the back, you don't want that to be straight, you need it slanting down. So that worked out really well and it does not slip off my shoulders. So the instructions are great. It's meant to come with pockets. I'm not going to put pockets in on a top. It's just, I'm not entirely sure whether I've made it correctly because there was one point which I'm really not sure about. It does have some strange pleats and I'll get the pattern to actually show you, so you can see it in a little more detail. The benefit of this, it was a front and the back, similar to my other new look, but it just had 2 extra bits for the ties, which is perfect because I just had enough fabric to do that. So that was spot on. I promise I'll show you the top in a minute, but I just want to explain. I don't want you distracted and I'll explain. I don't think I really realised how it is on the pattern. But as you can see, you sew one tie to the front and you sew one tie to the back, and then you have this kind of pleat. So you end up with kind of a ruche and a pleat there. And I'll show you in a minute, but this was quite tricky because I'm still not sure whether I've really done it right or not, but it seems to work. Apart from that, it was all fine. So let's show you the top. Ta-da! It is a really, really pretty top. I'm just a little bit worried. It's a bit formal for me, but maybe not. Maybe it's just maybe I could do with wearing something a bit more formal every now and again. Fabric is gorgeous, isn't it? The colours in it are just gorgeous. And then you have this kind of flop over tie detail. I will give you a close-up in a minute, but I just want to show you something because you have this strange pleat here. I don't know if that's right or not, but the good thing is that comes over the top and you don't know it. And yes, there is some pulling here and here, but if you look at the design, rustle, 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 you can see that the line drawings also have this line here and sort of a pull. It's not, it is really nice, and I know I'm going to wear it, and of course it will go well with blue and navy and white trousers. I think though the best way to wear it is, the idea is you just have it flopping over, which is a bit crazy to me. So I think it actually, and I think I did when I got the video coming up of me wearing it, I think I did it, but I think a tie looks nicer. Probably done a bit better than that, a bit more professional than that, but I think that looks a bit better. But because I think they're just one flapping over the other looks a bit strange. So there we go, that's it. Let me know what you think. It's got a really deep hem actually, which is quite nice, fits beautifully. I'm glad I did the extra small because that bit fits around my hips rather than being too boxy. So as you can see though, I mean, it's meant to be like this, but you do get this kind of angled neckline. But obviously it's meant to be like that. And the back is just the back, all in one piece. So I am really happy, and I hope I've done that fabric justice, because I know a lot of you really liked the fabric. Oh, I promised I'd show you a bit nearer, didn't I? See, if anyone's done this pattern, I'd be really interested to hear, because not many people have. But you end up with this kind of pleat because you're having to, I did put a bit of interfacing on, as you can see it. So the inside's not pretty, is it? But you kind of enclose that in a pleat in the back rather than having a raw edge, and you enclose the front in as well. So you're going to end up with that kind of weird pleating effect there. But you don't notice that when you've got that over the top. So it's so lightweight, it's absolutely super. So I am pleased with it, but I took a risk on this pattern because this isn't going to sell it to anybody. But as I said, let me know if you've made this. Right, it's spin the wheel time. So this is when I'm going to spin for the next fabric. And do you know, it's funny, there's loads of lovely channels doing this, but I watched KGFL Creations do her summer series of this, and she spun the wheel, but she didn't tell us what it was at the end, the result. And I sent her a message saying, you're such a tease, because I couldn't leave you hanging like that. But that's brilliant. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. So she ended the video on her spinning, but then what did it land on? It's like, well, we used to watch the old TV series, something like Dallas or something, and it came to a real crux at the end, and we used to have to wait a week to know what happened next. That doesn't happen with TV programmes now, do we? Everybody just downloads the box set. I am going to tell you. So I'm going to spin the wheel for the third time. If I just remind you, this section here is hubby's choice, which I'm getting more and more nervous about because there's only a few fabrics left. And what I might do, and has been suggested to me, is I might just let him go into my fabric stash and choose a fabric. Don't know what you think, but we shall see. So let's spin the wheel. It might land on that this time round, I don't know. Let's spin the wheel and see what's next. So here we go, and as I've done before, obviously I've got the two things there that I have made. So if it lands on those, I will just spin again, and maybe have to spin again and again and see what it lands on. But here we go, old-fashioned way, give it a good old spin, and let's see what fabric number 3 will be. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh no. Oh no. Right, Chris, so it landed on hubby's choice, as you can see.
Good.
And I'm just going to let you, to keep with the blues theme, oh, you're wearing blue, I've just noticed. I'm going to let you choose out of the 3 fabrics that are left. Now, you won't have any clue what the fabrics are or what they could be used for.
Nope.
So, which?
I'm assuming none of them are going to use for me, so that's quite good. So,
well, I don't know, the blue and white stripe could be yours.
I know, but I'm actually looking for something with variation. So these are 2 similar in colour, so I'm going to go for the one in the middle.
The hardest one?
Yeah.
The crepe, the slippy, nasty crepey fabric.
And the great one for pattern matching as well.
No. Thank you, Chris,
Pleasure.
for your help. The boss has spoken. It's this. It is the slippy. The funny thing about that piece of video is I said, Chris, I need you. I called him and he was in the other room. He said, I got 3 minutes. I went, perfect. I said, you've only got 3 fabrics to choose from. So he chose this one. It's a slippy crepe. I don't often sew with anything like this. It's probably a metre. Oh, I bought it in America, so it's probably a yard actually. Or yeah, I think it's only a yard. So it's got some variation in colour actually. Now I don't know whether that was deliberate or they ran out of ink halfway down. I actually bought this with the lovely Grace from So Lovely with Grace and Deb from Deb's Way when I visited them last year, and we went to the sewing studio in Maitland. So I've got some nice memories for this. So I've got to make something decent out of this. I think I know what would be good for this. So I'm going to see if I've got enough fabric, because that's the same. It's the same with me. What I think I've learnt from this and doing this is if I only ever buy 1 metre, I restrict myself so much. But what I hate is buying too much and being left with sort of half a metre that you never know what to do with. So I don't know. Going forward, I don't know. So let's see, slippy. So please join me again for the results for this fabric number 3. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy my just like light-hearted view of my most favourite hobby. I've got lots of hobbies, but sewing is my most favourite hobby, and I do like injecting some fun into my life and into the videos. So don't forget to check out these channels down below in the description box that are doing a similar thing or have recently in the past. As I said, a couple of new channels, and what I might do is put a little asterisk on the newest channels, because we've got to give these new channels a boost, because everybody's different, everybody makes different things, we've all got different styles, and that's what I love about the sewing community. Thank you for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I think I've said that already, and I will see you soon. Goodbye for now.